which is the first 5 books of the Bible, which is also known as the Law of Moses, or the 5 books of Moses. All right, that's Genesis to Deuteronomy. Then you have what is known as the history, which it goes from what is that, Joshua to like Second Chronicles or Esther, Ezra's, Nehemiah, the Kings, Judges, Ruth, First and Second Samuel. So you have that's the history. All right, then you have books of prophecy. All right, like the prophets. You got prophecy mentioned in the Psalms and Proverbs and Ecclesiastes. All right, so the whole book was written for our learning. All right, and this is an account from the history, and like the scriptures say, you ever heard the term history repeats itself, which is true. Get that scripture real quick. I'll come back to this. Alright. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9. The thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Alright, so what we reading is actually, the same things can apply to today because it's the same thing. Alright, there's nothing new, it's just new names put on it, but it's the same things. Alright, and this is making mention of reincarnation, meaning, your spirit isn't new because it's under the sun. Alright, and you brought back every 3 to 4 generations to play out your judgment, which is on the earth. Alright, it says, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new, it have been already of old time, which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things, meaning when you come back or you reincarnated back into the earth, play out your judgment on the earth, whether good or bad, you have no remembrance of what you did in your former times. Alright, meaning in your former lives. Alright, so you come back with basically what's it like you come back with you come back doing the same things, but under in a new life, basically. No. It says there's no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. Alright, so it's the same process. So that's where you get that saying, history always repeats itself. Or if you don't learn history, you're bound to repeat it. Alright? So history is a very important factor, one being in its truth, and two, it's a good way of giving examples, like the script, like we got. All right, it's written. So let me read it again. Romans 15:4. For whatsoever thing were written aforetime were written for our learning. All right, and it's for learning. All right, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. All right. So that's why we go back into the history. Right? 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 11. It says, now all these things happen unto them for examples. Alright, so let's look that word up in the Greek. Alright, the word is
Strong's G 5179.
Tupos, which means the mark of a stroke or blow print, a figure formed by a blow or impression of a figure or image, the image of the God's form, the teaching which embodies the sum and substance of religion and represents it to the mind, manner of writing, the contents and form of a letter. Here it is, an example. In the technical sense, the pattern and conformity to which a thing must be made. In an ethical sense, this example, a pattern of warning. Alright, so it's also as a pattern warning, which we're gonna get. Alright, of Renus events which serve as admonitions or warnings to others, an example to be emulated of men worthy of emulation, in a doctrine sense of a type, i.e. a person or thing prefiguring or a future Masonic person or thing. Alright. Alright. That's what it means, an example. Alright. And within this, the story of Jephthah, alright, you have we're gonna get an example of warning, or this word right here, admonitions. Look that word up. Here we go, from dictionary.com.
Admonition.
Alright, an act of admonition, counsel, advice, or caution. Alright, a gentle reproof, a warning, or reproof given by an ecclesiastical authority. Alright, so that's what it is. These things were written for our examples. Alright. So 1 Corinthians 10:11. Now all these things happen unto them for an examples. Alright, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. Alright, that word for admonition is
Strong's G 3559, Nuthesia.
Which means admonition, exhortation. Alright, so it's for your exhortation, your warning, alright, as well as encouragement. Alright. So 1 Corinthians 10:11. Now all these things happen unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonitions, upon whom the ends of the world are come. That's right. Let me get Deuteronomy. It ain't part of the list, but I'm gonna add it in there. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7. It says, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. That's right. Job 8:8. It says, for I inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. That's right. So you're supposed to search the scriptures, because in it contains the mighty acts, alright, or examples of our forefathers. Alright. It says, for we are but of yesterday, and knoweth nothing. Why? Because when you reincarnated back into the earth, you have no remembrance of former things. Because our days upon the earth are a shadow. Plus life is short. Alright. So you're supposed to learn while you can, while you're alive. So that's why history is important as well. It says, shall not they teach thee and tell thee and utter words out of their heart? Alright. So they gonna teach you, alright, what is right and what was wrong. Alright, with that generation. Alright, so let's get to the lesson. This is Judges. Alright. Judges chapter 10 verse 6. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, and served Balaam and Ashtaroth and the gods